What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to do a full review of the KUIU Pro Bino harness and show you guys how I have this thing set up. Let's do it. So we'll start out with the binocular pouch itself. When you buy this from KUIU, the only thing you get is the main binocular pouch and the permanently attached harness. It has a front flip lid that stays put when you open it, and when it's closed you can see that it fully encases the pouch. So any light rain, your binoculars will be protected. I've actually been in a little bit of rain and not had any water or moisture get inside. On the front of the pouch here, there is a piece of wire that runs along the top of it so you can mold it around your binoculars. It comes with adjustable straps for the binoculars that are also completely removable in case you want to use your binoculars without the harness. I'm using the Crossfire HD 10x42 Vortex binoculars. Great binoculars, by the way. When you buy the harness, you get an array of spacers to go in the bottom of the pouch, and so I only use the thick spacer, and it fits perfectly in there, sits right at the top, so I don't have to dig for the binoculars. I also keep a lens cleaner clipped to the side. It doesn't interfere with the lid at all. So you can see that it has two pouches, one on each side. These are elastic, and on one side I keep my pocket knife and a small flashlight because I can't keep these in my pocket wearing a saddle, so those work really well right there. And the other pouch, you can see I have a UV button in it, and I have a little bit of a time getting it out, so you don't have to worry about it falling out. It also has a zipper pouch on the front here, and this is extremely tight. I don't know of anything that you could keep in there except maybe a license or tags, something like that, but even still you would have a hard time getting it out. I have run my knife in there when I had a call in this pocket, and the knife does go in and stay put, but anything else, I just don't see that pocket working very well. So on my right side, I'm using the rangefinder 2.0 pouch, and it holds my rangefinder really well. And I'm also using the large or longer tether that KUIU offers, and it works really well. I figured the shorter one might give me some issues when trying to range at different angles. The rangefinder pouch, in my opinion, is an absolute necessity. Anything beyond this is purely preference. On the left side, I have the phone holder, and I was a little iffy about getting this pouch because it was going to make it a little bit more difficult to put on and take back off. After some use, I have realized that it is actually not that much more difficult to put on and take off. It just adds one extra step, so I'll go over that in a little bit. So as far as the pouch goes, it's big enough to hold my phone. This is a 13 Pro Max and a Mophie 6000, I believe, phone charger with a couple of cables just in case my phone or one of my cameras die. My phone slips in there really easily, and I can leave this pouch open when I'm hunting, so if somebody texts me, I can just pop it out, reply to the text, drop it back in. So it's got a front pouch here, and what I keep in here is some wind floaters, basically milkweed, and it's also big enough to hold a can of your favorite sauce as well as the wind floaters, and it zips up real nice. It also has these little loops here on both sides just in case you want to tie a tether to your phone, which I really do think is a good idea, but I don't think that KUIU has one at this time, but that's something you can get off of Amazon. So I'm going to attempt to show you how to take this off and put it on. If you can see, these two loops right here is where the buckle runs through, and you can see the buckle in between the two. Just open it, pull it through, and then what you're going to do is you're going to grab these two here, pull it over your head and off. So I wore this big thick hoodie because I wanted to demonstrate putting this on with thicker clothes. So when you go to put this back on, you're going to make sure that your harness isn't all wrapped up on itself. And then you're gonna put your arm through, grab here. This is the front straps of your harness. And then you're gonna put it over your head, and you're gonna grab the center of the back of the harness, pull it and straighten it out. Move anything out of the way, reach back there and grab it. Then you're gonna take your strap, and then you're gonna feed it through that loop on the back of your phone holder, snap it in, ready to go. So just like that. Taking it off. I've owned and tried quite a few other Bino harnesses like Badlands, Vortex, Leopold, FHF gear, and marsupial gear. The only one that comes even remotely close to this is the one from marsupial gear. You know, one of the major things for me is the front flip lid. Anything that you have to flip up towards your face or back to your body, to me is a no-go. To be able to flip this out of the way and even be able to use the lid as a small pocket, that's the way it's got to be for me. The other thing that I really like about this is how modular it is. You know, you can add a pouch on either side, and it's also got this Velcro on the bottom that you can hook an ammo holder to. They make a accessory pouch. You know, it's the footprint of the diameter and, you know, about that thick that you can put calls and stuff like that in. They also make a rangefinder pouch that is Velcro on the back that sticks to it. Another feature that sets this apart is the harness itself. It's very breathable. It doesn't retain scent. I've been in this thing sweating like a mule. Once it dries, there's absolutely no scent. Even still, I do take scent control precautions with this. I do treat literally every fabric that I hunt with scent killer of some sort, be it scent eliminating sprays or ozone. In my opinion, this is a perfect setup for hunting. I saddle hunt with it, and people are asking, you know, does it interfere with your bridge? And yes, it does in a way, but any harness is going to, you know, unless you've got it real jacked up under your chin, it's going to come into contact with your bridge at some point. So I keep this a little bit higher on my chest, and so it barely does make contact with my bridge. But when it does, or if I lean over into my bridge, the bridge goes up between the two pouches, and you know, there's no issue there. I've hunted out of different tree stands with it as well. Even if you're wearing a full body safety harness, does not interfere with it, does not interfere with drawing your bow. You know, I've shot all the way around the tree with this thing on, does not affect your shot. I use this thing when I'm hunting and when I'm scouting, so this thing gets used all the time. So the question I get asked the most is, since the hydration rig is compatible with the Bino harness, will it work well with the Stalker 500 or the 500 Pro? And the answer is yes, but not comfortably. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm going to do a full review on the Stalker 500 pack coming up here maybe a week, but I'm going to show you some things on the Stalker 500 Pro that to me doesn't make sense to use it connected to the Bino harness. So the reason I said that it will work is because the harness has these loops on it, and the two clips on this pack here will clip to that. The hydration rig has a panel right here that the bottom of your harness will go through, so it attaches the pack to your harness so it's not flopping back and forth. The 500 Pro or the 500 does not have that. Now, there's a workaround for that. You can take one of these loops off. This is actually the waist belt. I've just got it flipped around to the front because I don't use it. You could take this center one off here and run it around the back and run it, you know, through your harness. My argument here is, why would you take a pack with straps and attach it to a Bino harness that in order to access the pockets on the pack, you would have to take off the entire harness? So to me, it really doesn't make sense to use this pack, you know, connected to the Bino harness. To me, this is a really good pack for scouting, checking cameras. After the harvest, you know, you can put your cleaning kit in here. So anyways, that's all we got for the KUIU Pro Bino harness. To me, this thing tops any other harness on the market. Another plus is if you wear KUIU camo, you can get it to match. So if you don't already own one of these, I highly recommend checking it out before you settle on something else. They have many ways that you can configure this. It's extremely modular. Be on the lookout for the Stalker 500 Pro video. Should be coming out within about a week. Until then, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time in Rob's Man Cave.